I think one of the most important things for families to understand when they have an alcoholic in the family is that their loved one does have a mental health illness. And that it's very important that they put it in that kind of context, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in the animosity and the anger and the frustration and just the overwhelmingness of all the craziness that families have to go through. Especially in the later stages, late stage 4, when someone's been drinking for a period of time, they've been drinking consistently, and it's progressed. It's very important for family members to realize that it's not about them, and just to keep their emotions in check, and it's about perspective. So when you have an alcoholic in your family screaming and yelling and soiling themselves when you come home from work, and there's vomit, and they fall downstairs, and they drive their car through the house, and they have DUIs, and they just generally make everyone's life around them miserable, it's important for your own mental health to realize that they have a mental health issue, and to put it in that context, as difficult as that it is. What's important, and that we'll carry this conversation further, is that you create boundaries for your own mental health. And believe me, I'm not saying these things lightly, because I understand the traumatic effect living with an alcoholic has. It's not that simple. But I wanted people to put it in perspective. Even if the alcoholic in your life has passed on, there's still that trauma. There's still those memories, and just all the angst and a lot of the anger and frustration will still be there. And sometimes you just have to sit back and realize it really had nothing to do with you. Certainly a spouse or a child. It had to do with something that was going on in their life, maybe before you met them, maybe that wasn't even connected to you. And that as a spouse, all you can do is take care of yourself. You have to make yourself a priority, and then have the understanding that your loved one has a mental health issue. And when they do crazy stuff, it's not your fault. You didn't cause it, you didn't create it, and you can't fix them. And you're not gonna change their lives. They need professional therapy, professional help. You can support them when they go in that direction, but don't feel the guilt of, thinking that you haven't done enough, or that you've been overwhelmed. Putting it in perspective is so important for the mental health of everyone in the alcoholic's vicinity. And I can give you a perfect example in my life. On our 25th wedding anniversary with my wife back in 2019, about 5 months before she passed away, I booked a 2-day kind of a holiday up in Big Bear. It's a resort area, not maybe 100 miles from where we live. And unfortunately, it started out well. We had lunch the first Saturday, and then she continued to drink. And unfortunately, she got away from the hotel, and I found her in a restaurant. And make a long story short, she passed out in the middle of the restaurant on our 25th wedding anniversary. We did a boat tour of the lake the following day, and she got so inebriated. She went down to the bar in the boat, and got so inebriated that some of the employees and myself had to carry her off, and I just ended up going home. We couldn't even finish the weekend. And this was our 25th, supposed to be a celebration of our 25 years in marriage. When we got home, I really put it in perspective and realized that there was no point in continuing anymore, and that I had to protect my own mental health. The anguish and the frustration, and really the overall disappointment of years and years was really the last straw. It was also the last time that we ever did anything together, which was probably fortunate, for myself. But I did understand that she was seriously mentally ill. She went to another rehab shortly thereafter, and the rest is history. But putting it in perspective is just something that you absolutely must do. And again, I want to point out, I go live Monday through Friday. We talk about these subject matters and anything you really want to talk about. 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and also the Facebook group. If you want to get more context and get more answers from people who, family members and also alcoholics, again, link is in the bio. It's in the link tree, and when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, I have a complete coaching program that's designed to help the family and the alcoholic. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Set up a Zoom call. The call is free, the coaching program not so much, but I want people who are ready to change their lives forever. And again, thanks so much for listening.